Michael Faraday, from bookbinder to brilliant scientist, learn English through story. What if the boy who couldn't afford a proper education became one of the greatest scientists in history? Imagine growing up in poverty. Imagine leaving school at a young age because your family could no longer afford your education. Imagine spending your days repairing old books while secretly dreaming about the knowledge hidden inside them. Most people would have accepted that life. Michael Faraday didn't. Instead of seeing thousands of books as work, he saw them as teachers. Instead of complaining about what he didn't have, he made the most of what he did have. Without a university degree. Without wealthy parents. Without powerful friends. He discovered the principles behind electric motors, generators, and transformers, the inventions that power nearly every modern city today. His ideas would light homes, drive industries, and shape the future of technology. This is the extraordinary true story of Michael Faraday, the poor bookbinder's apprentice who changed the world with curiosity, determination, and an unstoppable desire to learn. Stay until the very end, because the experiment that made Faraday famous also changed human civilization forever. A humble beginning. Michael Faraday was born on September 22, 1791, in Newington Butts, near London, England. His family was very poor. His father, James Faraday, worked as a blacksmith, but poor health made it difficult for him to earn enough money. Food was often scarce. Life was a daily struggle. Michael received only a basic education before financial hardship forced him to leave school. Many people believed that children from poor families would never accomplish anything extraordinary. But greatness often begins in unexpected places. Michael possessed something more valuable than wealth. He had an endless curiosity. He wanted to know how everything worked. Why did magnets attract metal? Why did lightning flash across the sky? How could invisible forces move objects? These questions stayed with him every day. The bookbinder's apprentice. At the age of 14, Michael became an apprentice to a local bookbinder named George Rebow. To many people, it seemed like ordinary work. But for Michael, it became the greatest classroom he could have imagined. Every day, thousands of books passed through his hands. Science books. History books. Philosophy books. Travel journals. Instead of simply binding them, Michael read them whenever he had a free moment. He carefully copied important ideas into notebooks. He drew diagrams. He practiced experiments using simple household materials. Every page expanded his understanding of the world. The bookshop became his university. His curiosity grew stronger with every book he touched. Teaching himself science. One book changed Michael's life forever. It explained the exciting world of electricity and chemistry. At that time, electricity was still mysterious. Scientists knew very little about it. Michael repeated many of the experiments described in the book. He built simple electrical devices using bottles, wires, coins, and pieces of metal. Some experiments worked. Others failed. But failure never discouraged him. Each mistake became another lesson. He realized that true learning came through observation, patience, and practice. Without realizing it, Michael was training himself to think like a scientist. A life-changing opportunity. One day, a customer noticed Michael's passion for science. Impressed by his enthusiasm, the customer gave him tickets to attend lectures by the famous chemist Sir Humphry Davy at the Royal Institution. Michael eagerly accepted. For the first time, he saw real scientific demonstrations. Explosions of color. Chemical reactions. Electric sparks. Exciting discoveries. Every lecture inspired him even more. He filled hundreds of pages with detailed notes and beautiful illustrations. When the lecture series ended, Michael carefully bound his notes into a book and sent them to Sir Humphry Davy, asking for a chance to work in science. He didn't expect a reply. Weeks later, one arrived. It would change his life forever. Entering the Royal Institution, Sir Humphrey Davy offered Michael a position as his laboratory assistant. It wasn't glamorous. Michael cleaned equipment, prepared chemicals, carried instruments, washed glass bottles. But he was thrilled. He had entered one of the world's greatest scientific laboratories. Every day, he watched famous scientists perform groundbreaking experiments. He learned by observing. He asked thoughtful questions. He worked harder than anyone else. Slowly, people realized the quiet assistant possessed extraordinary talent. Discovering the secrets of electricity. During the early 1800s, electricity fascinated scientists across Europe. Many believed it had enormous potential. But nobody knew how to use it effectively. Michael began experimenting with magnets and electric currents. He noticed something remarkable. Moving a magnet could create electricity. Moving electricity could create motion. These simple observations revealed one of nature's greatest secrets. Electricity and magnetism were connected. This discovery became known as electromagnetic induction. Although the name sounded complicated, its impact was simple. It changed the world. The birth of modern power. Faraday continued improving his experiments. Eventually, he built the world's first practical electrical generator. Instead of producing electricity from batteries, his machine created electricity through motion. This invention became the foundation of modern power generation. Every hydroelectric dam, every wind turbine, every power station, every electric generator still follows the same basic principle Michael Faraday discovered. His experiments also led to the development of electric motors. Without Faraday, modern transportation, factories, elevators, washing machines, and countless other technologies would not exist. His discoveries quietly transformed everyday life. Fame without pride. As Michael's reputation grew, universities offered prestigious positions. Governments offered honors. Scientists admired him around the world. Yet Michael remained humble. He believed science belonged to everyone. He loved giving public lectures, especially to children. His famous Christmas lectures made complicated scientific ideas easy and exciting. Young audiences filled the lecture hall with curiosity and wonder. Faraday believed that inspiring future generations was just as important as making discoveries. Knowledge, he said, should never remain locked inside laboratories. It should be shared. A scientist of character. Michael Faraday refused to seek wealth. He turned down opportunities that conflicted with his values. He focused on truth rather than fame. When asked to help develop chemical weapons for war, he declined. He believed science should improve life, not destroy it. People respected him not only for his intelligence but also for his honesty. His kindness, humility, and integrity became as famous as his discoveries. Even after becoming one of Britain's greatest scientists, he never forgot his simple beginnings. A legacy that lights the world. As he grew older, Faraday's memory began to fade. Years of intense scientific work had taken their toll. He gradually retired from research. But his influence only continued to grow. Later scientists, including James Clerk Maxwell, built mathematical theories based on Faraday's discoveries. Those theories later inspired Albert Einstein. The chain of scientific progress stretched across generations. Today, every time electricity flows through a wire, every time a train moves, every time a hospital powers life-saving equipment, every time someone charges a phone, Michael Faraday's discoveries are quietly at work. His ideas continue powering the modern world. Final message. Michael Faraday's story proves that success is not determined by where you begin. He had little money, little formal education, Few opportunities. But he possessed something that cannot be bought. Curiosity. Discipline. Persistence. He transformed a bookbinding shop into a classroom. He transformed questions into experiments. He transformed invisible forces into discoveries that changed civilization. Faraday once said, "Nothing is too wonderful to be true if it be consistent with the laws of nature." Those words still inspire scientists today. His journey reminds us that knowledge belongs to anyone willing to seek it. You don't need perfect circumstances to achieve extraordinary things. You need the courage to keep learning, the determination to keep asking questions, and the patience to keep trying when others would give up. The next time you switch on a light, ride an electric train, or charge your phone, remember the poor apprentice who quietly changed the world. Because sometimes the brightest minds begin in the darkest circumstances. And sometimes, the greatest discoveries begin with a single curious question. The end.